Hi everyone, welcome to today's look. So in the chair today we have Jack. Jack's come in, I've been doing Jack's hair for what, 3-4 years?
Ooh, 3 years, I think,
3 years,
yeah.
A long time. So we've gone from sort of shoulder length and we've grown it all the way to beautiful long hair. I mean, Matt, come around and see this. This is some stunning hair. So a beautiful curl, nice and long, great texture. But I know today we're going to be having a little bit of a change. So I thought I'd grab him into the chair and let's talk through the change on camera. So Jack, let's talk through what we're doing. What's the plan?
All right, so I'm thinking that we do 5 to 3 inches off the back, you know.
Yeah, so like sort of from here to here, like around about that?
Yep, depending on how, the curl is and all that.
Yeah.
And then from the front, I'm thinking maybe around 1 to 2 inches off the front.
So you'd like in the front, you just want to sort of trim that back up so it sort of sits around about the face area, And then you just want to take all of that excessive length off through the back, so as it's hitting now, like the hoodies and stuff is just getting too long.
Yep.
Perfect. So if we think about that as a length, like that much to come off.
Yep, and that should do.
A good area. Are you still liking the shape that we do, where it sort of like falls into the point at the back, gets longer? Or do you want to change the shape, maybe be square at the back?
I'm fine with the shape. That's how it is,
Because you're still wearing it back off the face, aren't you, coming back?
Yep.
So we're still sort of pushing it in this direction. Nice, so with that in play, if we're still coming this way, then I still think we keep to that kind of idea. Nice, but then nice and layered. I may even bring a bit more off the front if that's all right.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Just to brighten that up a little bit through there and detail those areas, so nice. Are you wearing it in the front at all?
Sometimes, yeah. I would be wearing it in the front. Mainly, majority of the time, actually, I would be wearing it in the back, though.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that's just how I roll with it.
Excellent. Yeah, nice, love it. So knowing Jack's hair, knowing the curl, knowing the shape that we've got, we're going to work with a lot of texture to it. I'm going to cut into it. I love how we get the separation. We find the sort of trestles are really working, so lots of deep cutting into Jack's hair to separate, to get that movement to it. We're going to be working shorter in the front. I'm going to put a bit of a disconnected fringe in there because I know that works really well. And then the rest of the haircut I'm going to work all up to the middle, again work short to long, and then we'll detail the perimeter afterwards to finish. It's going to be a shape that's going to be working shorter in the front, longer into the back, but with a subtle drop, let's say. And the one that we can sort of move around to the front and just sort of have that beautiful result and that shape. But also, most importantly, that we can have the fringe that moves back and forth. It's independent, so we'll be disconnected from the rest of the haircut. Okay, buddy, I know what we're going to do. Let's go and get washed.
Sounds good.
Come on over.
Are you going to put the Evolve logo on it? Do you know? Or are you going to put it?
No, it'd be Mark Clayton hair.
Mark Clayton hair?
Yeah.
All right. I respect that.
It's got to be the channel, buddy. It's got to be the channel.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got to match it. You got to match it with the channel.
I got my scissors in there as well. Got Mark Clayton hair on the scissors.
Oh, are they gold plated?
And they will be when we start earning money from the channel.
There we go. Oh, now we're getting high class.
That's it. You can start to see, like, when you know when he's doing well, when all those things, everything starts improving around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got gold chains on. We've got gold scissors.
Yep. And then we don't forget the rings.
Yeah.
The rings are the most important.
My rings. Did you have rings here in America growing up? Like rings, like keeper rings, sovereigns and stuff. Did you have that as a thing? Weird rings where it was like you'd have like a coin on top of the ring, and it's called a sovereign. And then there was keeper rings, which looked like a woven, like a few knots on top of a ring, like kids would wear them at school. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like it's so weird. I thought it was like a global thing.
No,
but no.
I've never even heard of that, to be honest. Jeez.
Yeah, we had different chains with different golds. So you had like the rope chains and then the different links.
That I believe I've heard. Like they're thinner, and then instead of doing a chain, you do like it's intertwined, basically, kind of like a rope.
Yep. Yeah. And then like it would be like a status thing. So the bigger the chain, the bigger the rope, the more money you had. Like the bigger status in growing up in school. I was so gangster. I never had them. I don't like rings or chains, so. Okay, everyone, so we've shampooed, washed with a nice hydrating shampoo just to work with the curl and the condition of the hair. We've come back over and I've subdivided my fringes at the front, so working from a centre parting, a couple of diagonal forward partings just to my recession. I want to go a little bit wider with Jack's hair, just because, again, the strength of the face and the detail, I want to get that width in the hair, it's really important. Now, the rest of the haircut is going to be determined by the shape at the front through here. So I'll be working my guide across this parting, coming everything forward, shorter in the middle, longer to the outside. I'm going to do that within the layers, and then I'm going to detail the perimeter afterwards. So starting with the layers is really important. Once I've done that, I will go back through the center and then just cut into the hair, create some texture so it just gives a bit more lift and life through that center. But it's a really simple section pattern and a really simple haircut. The simplicity within that shape becomes important when we are working with different clients. Again, for speed, efficiency, effectiveness, but just the overall shape really for me, it just works easier being simple. So as you can see, my partings with my fringe will be my guide. I will work just parallel to that parting. So you're just taking an inch section, and I'll be doing just those inch sections all the way back. I'm going to cut everything forward to that guide. And I'll be working from longer on the outside to shorter in the middle, and off we go. I mentioned earlier, we're going to do some nice large point cutting techniques. So again, lots of texture, lots of movement. Again, I will go through and just detail this a little bit more when it comes to it, once it's dry. At the moment, that's the overall idea of the shape. So the continuation, the repetitiveness of this is really important. We're going to comb forward again on the second section, pushing it all the way through to that guide. Fire the guide underneath, and progressively get bigger and bigger all the way through. The idea is to not cut everything onto that guide. The idea is to use that as a guide to transfer through. So as you can see, if I just comb this section out, we cut the first one, now the second one's longer, because we're combing past it, we're combing onto it, and we're creating texture every time we reach it. So the idea is that we use it as a guide to cut to, but not cut on. That way, we get more texture, we get more softness, separation, the layers, the movement, the details on the ends becomes more every time. And it makes a much softer haircut. So here we go. I'm going to continue with that technique through the back and then work on the other side. Nice, buddy. So you go and that's going to be exciting then.
Yeah.
When you finally finish, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And then I can get a new car.
That's it. What you got your eyes on?
I could find an E43.
Oh, yeah.
There are some that I could find, and then I could just do like the same modifications that I did.
Yeah.
Or I could just go with something new. I don't know. I might really just get a truck, to be honest.
You liking
I am
the ones you're driving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm liking the GMC, so I might take that from her.
That's it. Yes.
She's
ready to let go.
She's ready to let go. She's ready to move on. Something short wheelbase rather than a long wheelbase, because it's a little more trickier. But without a doubt, I think I'm just gonna take over that prospect of it and just, because I mean the way it drives is nice, and it's so nice. It's super comfy, and the oil is goes by a little too quickly, but
oil changes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But other than that, I freaking love the thing.
The same with me and mine. I just love a truck, and I'd never thought I'd be a truck driver. But
I didn't think I'd be either.
No, I love a truck. I always thought sports cars, flashy sports cars.
Yep.
I'm like, I get in the truck and I'm just like, I am home. It is brilliant.
Yep. Sitting up tall, I can do multiple. Like I can tow, I can go over terrain much easier. Yeah, but in terms of finding a vehicle, it's going to be, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
I mean, sooner than later, you'll look out the window and then you'll see what I'm driving.
That's
like,
it.
oh. That's what he got.
That's what he picked out.
Yeah, that's what he picked out. I'm changing it up.
You'll turn up in something really shocking. I'll be like,
Yeah, I'm gonna get like a really like a 1980 Chevy Malibu.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna start off with. It's funny because, dude, oh my gosh, where was I? I think I was in Arizona at the time, and we had a taxi who had that like a really old Malibu.
Oh yeah.
And my goodness, the trunk space on that thing was insane. Like it fit 3 large suitcases like it was nothing. I was like, my goodness. I was like, where's all that trunk space now? And like cars today, you don't even see that. I can only get one large suitcase and a medium-sized suitcase, and I'm done. That fit 3.
Fit 3 comfortably.
Yeah.
I'd hate to know why. Yeah. Why were there such big suitcases, such big trunks before? And they don't have
was there a
They don't have
mafia?
the catch that you can open up from inside.
Right, right.
When I get my rentals, I always see those catches now, and I'm like, oh, so that's why they started putting those catches from the inside into the cars.
Starting to make more sense now.
Yeah.
It's for mafia business.
That's it. It's weird that that's the thing, isn't it? You're like, wow. I don't think we've cut this much off your hair in a long time.
I know.
This is fun. I'm loving this today.
You're tired of the small trims? You're like, yes.
It's like a hairdresser's happy place when all the hair's coming off, it's going everywhere.
Yeah, but I think the long hair dropping a couple inches off of it was gonna.
It's a good choice,
Yeah,
for sure.
It was just a little too heavy. It was just something that was hard to manage, so I was like, I'm gonna ask for it to be a little bit shorter, and then we'll see how it goes from there. It always grows back.
Yeah. Well, we know your hair grows fast, it goes strong, so.
Yep. Thank God.
Changing styles is easy and fun.
Hopefully it maintains the same when I'm 30.
I'm pretty confident to say that it will.
All right, good.
You're like, oh, good. You won't be heading this way anytime soon, so don't worry.
All right. I'll take your word.
You're like, you want to bet?
Yeah, I'll wager on
That's
it
it.
30 years from now. Remember that $100?
That's it. I'll bet you a 1980 Chevy Malibu on it.
Oh my gosh. If they're still around.
You got to drive it for 6 months. That's it.
I think that's a wager I really would be willing to take. I wouldn't even hesitate. I think
You heard it here first, everyone. You heard it here first.
We got it on camera.
That's it. If Jack goes bald by the time he's 30, I've got to drive a 1980 Chevy Malibu around for a long time. Okay, so we can see here that length, that texture. Again, we haven't cut the length yet. We've just cut the layers in. You know, they're good few inches off. And now we're going to go through and reposition all of the length at the back. So just got lots of great layers. Fringe I'll do in a second. But let's go ahead and tackle the perimeter length and work that through. So I'm going to continue to get that parting in place. I'm going to comb all the hair around. We know that this is the kind of sort of length we want to take off. You know, a good sort of 3 inches or so. Feels about right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, perfect. So this is going to be sort of the length I'm going to work towards. I want it to be soft. I'm going to work towards the front. I don't want to cut this area too short here. I like the length at the front. I like the thickness we're going to get, the volume we're going to get here. But it's this hair here that I really want to tackle. We are going to, again, lighten this area with the fringe anyway, so we will have movement around the face. As I comb that forward, I can then start to see where the shape is I want to take off. Comb that to my fingers, comb down, point cut. You see I'm holding that to keep it in place. So as I comb the next section down, I can easily grab that and work that forward. This is just allowing me to also know that when Jack combs the hair forward and he wears it over his shoulder, the shape itself is going to sit nice and strong in that area as well. Knowing as well, we have curl. So we're taking that much length off, but remember the curl is going to shrink up as well. The wave is all going to shrink when it dries, so we don't want to go through and cut too much thinking this is where we want the shape to sit and end up sitting there, but then it's shorter once it's dry. We want to cut it a little bit longer and allow for shrinkage within the hair itself. So here we go. bit more off that corner. A long bit there as well. Nice. Okay. So we can see that shape falling beautifully black all the way to Jack's back, and now we're going to go through and take off that initial point, just so it doesn't come down to an extreme point. It just sits nice and soft in that area. So comb the hair down. We'll find the length we want to work to. I think that's going to be good for me, knowing that we're going to take about another inch or so off, just to strengthen up this area. Knowing that we really don't want to go through and make something that's too wispy to that point. As you can see, it comes to a really strong point. We're going to just square it off through here. This way it will fall down and still give me some strength within that back area. So, bit of point cut. Letting the hair all move back and forth. So as I'm cutting, I'm really creating an erratic kind of texture. You can see through here, it's not blunt. It's very messy, and that's going to allow that curl to get released and that softness to happen. So through there. Again on the other side. There we go. So hair is coming down to the middle. As that dries, that's going to come to a point, but it's still nice and long, but still has that shape that we want as well. Has that length feel.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to shrink up to like here.
Yep.
Feels good?
Yep.
Perfect.
I like that.
Nice. So what I do want to do is just break into this area just a tiny bit. I'm just looking in the mirror. Actually, I said I was going to do it because I was thinking I'm going to need to, but I quite like it. But I'm just going to just point cut just a tiny bit. I think I just want to make sure that I'm connected through that top. So I'm just going to work some horizontal sections. And just very randomly. So I'm taking these with my fingers just so they're really uneven, because that for me is the idea behind it. I just want to make sure that the whole shape is quite uneven all through. So just taking large sections so it's nice and messy. I'm going to comb up that beautiful connection. That's been a really nice simple haircut for me all the way through, and that's just lighting that shape up just enough that I can see them layers that little bit more with a little bit more foundation. Perfect. Okay, onto the fringe, final one. I love the white gowns, but you can see all of the black hair
on my
everywhere,
hair.
can't you? Yeah. Let's put it. Okay, so through here, work that parting. I know Jack wears a centre parting most of the time, or around that centre parting. So I'm going to utilise this sort of shape with the layers. You can see here, a lot difference in length, but we do want that length into the front. We want it to sit shorter through the front and longer towards that corner. Again, it will be disconnected, so the idea is to blend it here, but we're going to visually connect it here in a minute. So comb forward, just kick back, and then point cut from longer on the outside to shorter in the middle. Connect those together, make sure there's no little long bits. There's not, that's good. Let's just do one extra check. So connect that through. Same on the other side. I can take a guide from the other side if I want to, just so I know I'm at the same positioning. There we go. Longer on the outside, so shorter in the middle. Turn, hold, and then release. Make sure that's connected. A little bit just there to connect in. Nice. Okay, so that's connecting the fringe. We've gone through, worked that shape from shorter at the front to longer on the outside, blending into the area through, to the perimeter that goes through to the back. Not incorporating it into the middle gives us the height we want through the top, which can again move forward or move to the side, giving us a bit more width to it as well. But I don't want this to be too heavy. This will sit too flat if we don't go through and connect in the top. So I do need to go through and just work these corners to blend into this area so it has an air of connection and a visibly connected feel. So just working that triangle, mainly sitting this above the curvature, very important. I'm going to comb forward, I'm going to comb it back to my guide to maintain the length as it moves forward. Hold that section, find the guide from underneath. So as you can see here, I have my guide working in the same shape as the inverted one before. Then I'm going to visually point cut towards that center from both sides so it blends in to the other corners. That's now giving me an air of connection. Be longer towards the front, longer towards the back, but as that hair sits down, it then is going to connect in a bit more around that front. So when Jack will pull his hair back over, it will blend back better, and we can work the fringe either side depending on where we want to go. I'm just going to soften this initial front. Just as I flick to that, I just want to make sure that we're nice and soft on this very front. Comb that down. And then cut in a couple of inches into the hair, just to really break up that perimeter edge. And this way, it will allow the fringe to be a lot more versatile as it falls forward, or as we flick it left or right, we just have more areas which allows the fringe to be softer and to move. One thing, we've got to go detail the hairline. So again, around all the hairline, we want to go through Jack's hair and just clean up those areas. So as you can see through here, Jack's neckline and around the ears as well. So to clean this up, just want this to be a little bit sharper, we're going to comb forward. Let the clippers through here just to carve that out, and then go back over. A little bit of clipper over comb just to go through and shorten that area, and then again clean the hairline up before we finish. You're nervous about the exam? You're nervous about the exam?
I am.
You are?
A little bit, yeah.
Just because of an exam in itself, or just?
Just because, yeah, in terms of testing, I always get nervous. But once I do it a couple of times, then that edge goes away.
Oh, nice. I don't want to go through and dig the trimmers into this skin. I just want them to glide just over the hairline so I can clean that without putting too much pressure or digging into the scalp itself. So very important really, just to maintain that much lighter grip, that lighter hold. So we're not marking the skin or creating any too much tension. But how's that feel?
Good. A
feels
lot
good, yeah.
more, a lot more like free,
Yeah.
open.
Nice. So there we go, cut's done. Trimmed up the hairline, went through the details around the sideburns, around the ear. We got the beautiful shape around the front. I know when Jack's at home and he's moving his hair around and he's putting his hands in it, again, that curl's gonna work. We've got the nice little lift in the front now, but we never had that before because the hair was too heavy. So now getting a little bit of lift around the face, which is great. We can work through with some product. So we're gonna go through and scrunch some product into the hair and then dry. So as I'm working with the curl, I'm just going to go through and wet the hair down again first before I apply any product. That way I know that the cuticle is open and ready to absorb the product that I'm working with. If the hair is too dry with curl, again, as we know, we don't maintain that initial separation we want. So really just going through and wetting the hair. I'm going to apply a cream first of all. I'm going to be working with probably a Easy Rider from Kevin Murphy. And then I want to go through and just put over a little gel. So I'll probably be using the Meringue curl from a product line called Philip Martin's to finish with to play around. So let's try these products out. What products are you using at home, Jack? What products are you using at home?
Kevin Murphy, but I have two of them. One's
the
a
names.
conditioner and the other is a...
Oh, nice.
I can't remember the other one.
Yeah. A little blue tub, is it?
Yes.
Yes, the Easy Rider, yeah. This is this one. I used this product the other day actually, and I really liked it, so I'm going to throw some of this through again.
Thank God it's not even a block away, dude. My God.
I know. Coffee is literally right there.
It's right there.
Right there.
Dang.
There we go.
Yeah, that's way different.
That was good.
Oh yeah. There's a lot more curl to it.
Yeah.
Like it's just way more noticeable.
Yeah. Product's working well, shape's in. So as you can see, shape's looking good, haircut's done, dry just nice and natural with the diffuser, just to get some curl to it. Just a beautiful result for Jack's hair today. I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked all of the techniques that we've gone through, the understanding of how we've cut it, how we work with the curl. Again, please like, subscribe, comment. Love to hear some, love to get some connection with you out there. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.